How much have you made so far?
950 or like 1,000.
I went from 250 in my prize picks to now I have 3.5K.
It was just like $100, $100, all the way down.
I went from 200 to 12,000 in 6 days.
Holy shit, dude.
What's up, guys? It is Tuesday morning. We just got through NFL Week 1. Might have been the worst weekend of football I've ever seen in my life. You hate to start the season off that way. It crushes all my momentum on the channel when I do that, and when that happens, just because the system we use, we need good football. We need offense for it to work. And if we don't get offense, it's going to be a shitty weekend. And usually there's a couple weekends each week where the offense just doesn't show up. But for it to happen like this, to open the season, it sucks because a lot of the new subscribers here will just go away. They'll move on to the next guy. But I will say, I've gotten a lot of support. A lot of you guys understand the big picture, the long-term picture, and I'm so grateful for y'all because I have so many friends in the space that make sports betting content. They just haven't done a good job of educating their followers. Sports betting education, right? I'm trying to educate the people, and I want to say, like, you guys know what's up, you know what's going on, and I'm grateful to you guys for that because if I had to explain it to everybody, it would just frustrate me to death. But you guys are educating each other. Some of the people that have been here through last season are telling new people, hey, look, it's going to be fine. I know it sucks, but there were so many NFL football games where there were less than 200 passing yards on both sides. Like, I'll just read them off there in front of me here. Let me go through it. Justin Fields led the Steelers-Falcons game with 156 passing yards. For a quarterback to lead a game with 156 is insane. And of course, the Packers-Eagles game was the game of the week, and that was the one that I was like, didn't really feel comfortable touching. Should have hammered it, would have crushed it. Josh Allen leads the Bills-Cardinals with 232 yards. That's not enough to hit your over. Will Levis leads the Titans-Bears game with 127 passing yards. So you're telling me neither quarterback could throw for over 127 yards. That's insane. Joe Burrow, 164 yards. So Brissett had less than that. So Burrow had 164, led that game in passing. Derek Carr, 200 yards. The Saints put up 47 points, and their quarterback only put up 200 yards. Sam Darnold, they win 28-6, put up 208 yards. Geno Smith, 171. Dak Prescott, 173. So that is like 4 games where neither quarterback broke 200 yards. That's insane. And I'm going to go through these games too, let you guys know what I'm looking at, what I like early. And then as the week develops, I'll lock some of this stuff in. I'll send it out. I'm going to start doing picks against the spread in the NFL. Just way more fun. Yards just don't happen in the NFL. And honestly, college football, for me and for many of you, and I think people across America will eventually realize, like, college football is way better than NFL. And I think it's people in the South that know this. People in the North will always be stuck on NFL. But, man, college football is so much better than the NFL. And it is the gap, in my opinion, is only widening. NFL defenses are just too good, honestly. There's no big plays. Very few big plays. One team that has big plays is the Dolphins, though. I think the Dolphins are going to be good, just like they were last year. I think they're going to win a ton of regular season games, and when they have to go play in the cold, they're going to lose in the playoffs. So, with that said, the Dolphins have to get the 1 seed. They have to get Kansas City to play in Miami in the playoffs. You would think they would have put up a better performance against the Jags. They barely survived that game. I think they come out, and I think they hit the ground running. This next game, I think they bounce back, get off to a hot start, and never look back. I love the Dolphins -2 at home against the Bills here. Love it. Like, the Bills just got rid of their top 2 receivers, replace those. It's going to take you a couple of weeks for Josh Allen to really settle in. I mean, this Bills defense also gave up a ton of points to the Arizona Cardinals. So if you're giving up 28 points to the Cardinals and you're having to play from behind against Arizona, you're going to give up points to the Dolphins in Miami. I love this game right here. That's one of my favorite picks of the week is the Dolphins -2. Raiders and Ravens. I think the Raiders are severely underrated. However, when you look at this Baltimore team, it's a team like the San Francisco 49ers, where this Baltimore team's going to bully a lot of opponents in the regular season. Although I like the Raiders as a team, I think they're underrated. If the Raiders were playing a team like Pittsburgh or a team like Minnesota, I think there'd be value on them, plus a field goal. But when they're playing the Ravens could easily win this game by 3 touchdowns. In a bounce-back spot, Ravens just lost on national TV to open the season. I think the Ravens can cover this spread here. Am I rushing to bet it? No. Too much respect for Gardner Minshew and, too much respect for this Raiders team. But this could definitely be a game where King Henry gets a couple touchdowns and the Ravens look like contenders again. I mean, they just went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, so you got to feel good about that loss if you're a Ravens fan. If you're not a Ravens fan and you're not delusional and you're like me, you see, hey, Lamar has clear throwing accuracy problems. That's going to be a problem in the playoffs. But if they get a lead and play from ahead, Lamar's not going to have to run a 2-minute drill. When you're winning the game, you don't run a 2-minute drill. You run victory formation and run the ball right up the middle. So Ravens are going to be fine there. Saints and Cowboys, both these teams looked good week 1. I thought for me, seeing the Cowboys on the road, it was more impressive to see them on the road just go straight through that Browns defense. Deshaun Watson's a bum, so them beating the Browns, it's not anything to overreact to, but the way they beat them, that their offense could have scored a touchdown every drive if they needed to. They took their foot off the gas because it was a blowout. I even had one comment on Instagram, and you just see how dumb people are when you interact with them on the internet. I said, hey, Jamar Chase wants that money, that CeeDee Lamb money. Well, he's going to have to put up more than 70 yards. And someone's like, the Browns shut CeeDee down. And it's crazy how people don't understand how yards work. People on this channel, we do player props. That's all we do is player props until this video. I'm trying to get into picks against the spread again. But, CD could have gone for 200 if they needed him to. They just took their foot off the gas. So Cowboys are good. Cowboys at home, I'm always rushing to bet the Cowboys at home. On the road, I'm a little bit more wary. But this is a good game right here. This has potential to be a real banger. I think ultimately the Cowboys defense is going to have more success against the Saints offense than the Saints defense will versus the Cowboys offense. So I think Cowboys put up points. I don't know if the Saints can keep up. And I like the Cowboys here minus the 6.5 at home, where I think they were undefeated last year. They were at least undefeated deep into the season. It's hard to beat the Cowboys in Dallas. Next up, Chargers and Panthers. My God, guys. Well, the Chargers looked good and the Panthers looked bad. But, dude, the Panthers, it's a serious problem. I mean, their general manager should be fired. I don't know if he's been fired already. I don't think yet. But, you got to fire a GM for trading all of that to get Bryce Young. I don't care how good a quarterback looks. If he's 175 pounds and he's 5'9", and all of his success was at Alabama, or if you know anything about college football, when you're playing quarterback at a school like Alabama, it would almost be like if the varsity team is scrimmaging the JV in high school. Think back to when you're playing high school football. Imagine the varsity 18-year-olds scrimmaging the JV, which is 14 and 15-year-olds. That is what it's like when you're playing quarterback at Alabama. People are going to look good, okay? And Alabama's produced a lot of NFL quarterbacks, but it's such a red flag to me when a guy is under 200 pounds and doesn't have some freakish athleticism. He just looks like a little boy out there. Nothing against him. He's a great thrower of the football, but there's only so much you can do when you're 5'9" and you've got all these 6'6", 6'8" guys around you. I think Bryce Young's going to continue to struggle. I think that the Chargers are going to be able to run the ball down their throat, just like you saw J.K. Dobbins going off week 1. And I would take the Chargers here. I don't think I'm going to select it. I think I'll give you guys 5 picks. I'm not going to lock that in, but man, it's hard. It would be hard for me to back the Panthers there, but that game almost seems a little too obvious, kind of sketchy. Colts and Packers, it comes down to Jordan Love will play or not. I think Jordan Love is everything to this Packers team. And man, they're really legit. I mean, they looked so good to me against the Eagles. Weird game where the grass was so messed up. It's kind of hard to judge off that. But you look at this game here, Colts have such a good offensive line, such a good defensive line. Probably got to back the Colts, but I'm going to stay away from that game. But man, if the Packers don't have their quarterback, that's probably free money for the Colts right there. So I need to do more research. Some of you in the comments might let me know if you're a Packers fan and you've been following it closer. Colts would be the move if Love isn't in. I mean, -3.5. I think that's an easy one. Vikings and Niners, sign me up for that. I told you guys how I felt when the Jets looked like crap against the Niners. This Niners team is going to make anyone look like crap. Now, it's a letdown spot, but I think the Niners are just so good at running the ball. It's not going to matter. And they're good at passing the ball, too. Purdy's got so many weapons, and Purdy's one of the most intelligent quarterbacks in the NFL. I talk about Lamar and how he's kind of dumb and can't process defenses, can't make reads, doesn't know how to get the ball out quick. Everything that Lamar is, Purdy's the opposite of. Not a freak athlete, but he's smart. He knows how to get the ball out quick. And that's why he gets to the Super Bowl and Lamar doesn't. Because honestly, that's the most important thing as a quarterback. That's why you see Joe Flacco go. I think he had 5 games last season with the Browns. 4 of 5 he threw for 400 yards. That Browns offense is just dying for a good quarterback. Put Deshaun Watson in there. Absolutely, Deshaun Watson, great athlete, great college football player, just like Lamar. He's not the smartest dude, right? We know that about Deshaun. He's not the smartest dude. He's kind of a weirdo, okay? And when he's playing quarterback, it hurts that team. So you need smart players at quarterback. Niners have a fucking loaded team, dude. That team is going to be the best team in the regular season. Lions are going to be really good too. Niners, Chiefs, Lions, even the Ravens in the regular season. Those 4 teams, they can go out and try to win 15 games this season. It's going to be hard to knock them off, and I don't think the Vikings are going to do it with Sam Darnold. I think the Vikings looked good against a shitty team in the Giants. And look, don't overreact, man. Anybody can beat the Giants. The Giants are one of the worst teams ever. I'm going to skip ahead to them. Jaden Daniels gets his first win as a rookie with the Commanders over the Giants. I think you could just make a lot of money just betting against the Giants this year. But man, the Commanders at home, give me the Commanders at home over the Giants. Easy. All right, let's keep going through this. Seahawks, Patriots. Honestly, man, I think Seahawks is a gimme right there, -3. It's going to be on the road. The Patriots just looked really good against Cincinnati. I'm not impressed with Cincinnati, man. I know Joe Burrow had that year that he got them to the Super Bowl. He always plays really well against the Chiefs. But, dude, I'm not buying the Patriots just yet. I was really low on them before the season. Their defense comes out and shuts down Cincinnati. But I think this Seahawks offense has enough weapons. They've got Njigba. They've got DK Metcalf. They've got Tyler Lockett. And they've got 2 solid running backs in Charbonnet, who had a great receiving touchdown week 1. And then Kenneth Walker, who's one of the best running backs in the league. So I think Geno Smith's able to do enough against this Patriots defense to where the Seahawks can cover the spread here. And then that Seahawks defense, their new head coach, defensive-minded, that Seahawks defense, I think, will do a better job shutting down the Patriots. So I like the Seahawks there. Bucks and Lions. Dude, Tampa Bay's for real. I really wish, guys, my one regret with my $1 million parlay is not finding a way to get Tampa Bay in there, not finding a way to get Tampa Bay more involved. I'm going to go ahead and take them plus the 7 against the Lions. I think Lions will win that game, but I think Tampa Bay can make it a 4, a 3, a 6-point loss. And I think Tampa Bay plus the 7 here is definitely the move for me. And I think a lot of people are going to tease this. And don't be surprised if the Bucks spoil people's teasers. I know it's a lot to say because, man, the Lions are The Lions are up there with the Niners, just under the Niners in my opinion. But the Lions are a team where if you go out and you lose to them, it's not that hard of a pill for me to swallow. Like as a Jets backer this season, I'm not panicked when they look like shit against the Niners. If the Bucks go out and they get crushed by the Lions, I wouldn't panic, but I don't think they're going to get crushed. Baker Mayfield has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and our boy, we love him. I love him. I hope you guys love him too, Jalen McMillan. And McMillan is NFL ready. I told you guys on this channel, I've been saying it to everybody I know, McMillan is the best Washington receiver. I love Odunze and I love Polk, and I think they'll be good too. But if I was a GM in the NFL, and honestly, my dream job is probably a GM in the NFL because I love watching college football. I can find the superstars. For my job, what I do here on the SBE channel, I'm really focused on skill position guys, but I'd love to do all positions. I just don't have as much incentive to be an expert on all the random positions. But with receivers, I'm telling you guys, McMillan moves like a guy that you can count on in the NFL because he's so quick, so athletic, so good at catching. And Odunze is great too, but man, McMillan really lucked out that he ended up behind two amazing receivers, definitely a Hall of Famer in Mike Evans, and then also with Baker Mayfield. And this is a team that feels like that Washington team last year, where really good camaraderie. Everybody inside the locker room believes, everybody outside the locker room doesn't. I think the Bucks can win 10 games, 11 games this season and win that division. I love the Bucks here, man. Love them plus the 7. And you know what I'm going to do, guys? Let me go to win totals. See if we can't find any action on the Bucks. I know it's moved up. It probably moved up, right? But 8.5, yeah. So it moved up. It was at 7.5. I think they get to 9 wins. I like that a lot. I wonder if you can move that over. No, you can't move it over. Giants under 5.5. You're going to be sweating every week because every win sets you back so far. But Giants under 5.5 to me, I'm going to send that to my friend who's a Giants fan just to get his confirmation because he will probably back that. You got to look at the schedule and everything too. And man, the Panthers under 4.5. I mean, I don't want the Panthers to suck, but look, man, they're going to suck. You know what's funny about the Panthers and the Browns? This is kind of funny. Panthers and Browns both ran Baker out of town. I remember I used to recruit for door-to-door. I was like the best recruiter in the door-to-door sales industry because I used TikTok to get leads. And I went out to a team I was working with in South Carolina, and they hated Baker Mayfield. And I was like, guys, Baker's probably the best quarterback that could have came through here, but they just didn't get it. They all hated Baker, and I think the people in Cleveland are the same way, at least the team was. They turned on Baker, and it's like, guys, he's not the problem. Your team sucks. And now Baker found a home in Tampa Bay. I love the Bucs this season. I might get some money on that. All right, Jets -4 versus the Titans. Y'all know where I'm going with this, man. I made big money, made $10,000 fading Will Levis in the Titans week 1. I'm going to fade him again here too. This Jets defense is going to have a field day against Will Levis, and Aaron Rodgers isn't going to get embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. This is a bounce back spot for the Jets. Really, really good bounce back spot. And you know, a parlay that I like, I hate to go all in on teams on the road, but because it's a bounce back spot, love this spot for the Jets. I think a Jets money line with a Ravens money line, well, -470, shit, that is a pretty solid play. Two teams that need to get right, need to get on track. I like that a lot. And I like backing NFL teams where they really are in not entirely must-win situations, but like both those teams got to win those games week 2 because they don't want to start 0-2. They're too good of teams. AFC contenders, they got to get to 1-1. So I like that parlay a lot with Jets and Ravens. I think that's a good angle. Jags and Browns, man, I have to take the Jags here -3.5. I don't think this one would go to 3, but it is -105 there. So if there's some threes out there, Jags -3 at home, again, in a bounce back spot. They lost to the Dolphins. They took their foot off the gas second half. And how frustrating is it for us? We bet the overs on passing and receiving yards. You see a team doing so well first half. We saw it with the Texas Longhorns versus Michigan. And you see them take their foot off the gas. It literally cost them this game. The Jaguars had the Dolphins beat, and then they decided, hey, we're going to stop passing the ball because we don't want to turn it over. Okay, and now what? You just let the Dolphins just come from behind on you? And what's crazy is the Jaguars did that in the playoffs to the Chargers. So the Jaguars have been on the other end of that when a team lets their foot off the gas. Keep running the score up. Keep passing the ball for 4 straight quarters, for the love of God. But yeah, you can't take a quarterback's over when the team's going to win because they stopped throwing the ball. So Jaguars here over the Browns. I don't trust Deshaun Watson in any regard to win a football game or cover a spread for me. Rams and Cardinals, this is going to be an awesome game. Bengals and Chiefs could be too. I don't know if Cincinnati's got the firepower to go into Kansas City. Kansas City is a team on a mission. And Kansas City gets fired up against Joe Burrow because they know that Mahomes' record versus Burrow is 1-3. They're going to hear that this week. Oh, Burrow's 3-1. They like to put Joe Burrow in his place. Last time they played, they barely beat him, but it was personal. And I think it's going to be personal again for the Chiefs here. -6. You could definitely see Joe Burrow losing by 3. But, man, give me the Chiefs. And then, damn, this one's tough right here, guys. 2 teams in a bounce-back spot. 2 teams that looked good but barely lost. I'm going to pass on this game because, if the Rams were at home, I'd take the Rams. The Cardinals, I like the Rams, but I like that the Cardinals are at home. I'm going to stay off that one. I'm going to skip that one. Broncos, Steelers. Bo Nix to me looked like, if I had to bet on which rookie quarterback would be in the NFL 15 years from now, if you said, hey, will any of these guys be around in 15 years? Will any of them have Hall of Fame careers? Bo Nix is the guy that I would pick of these rookies because Caleb Williams looked like shit, okay? And Caleb, honestly, has been all hype his whole college career. He makes crazy plays, but ultimately the NFL's not about crazy plays. The NFL's about, can you do what Brock Purdy does? Bo Nix is the Brock Purdy with more talent, okay? Bo Nix has better throwing ability than Brock Purdy. And once he gets into the zone, once he can process information, we could be looking at a Hall of Fame quarterback here in Bo Nix. I really wanted the Cowboys to draft him. I don't know if they would have if he fell to them. He didn't fall. But I really wanted to see Bo Nix go to the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I live right here by the team. And I would have definitely became a Cowboys fan if Bo Nix had joined. I would say he's one of those guys that is, he's a little too perfect for me. Like I can't fall in love with him like I love Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, guys like that. So as a person, he's a good guy, but he's one of those guys that's too good of a good guy. So I'm not a huge fan of him as a person. Not that I hate him or anything, but dude, as a player, Bo Nix is legit. And the biggest thing here, man, what made me money last week and what's going to make me a millionaire this season ultimately, it's not the quarterback play. It's the defense. This Broncos defense is so legit. And in Mile High, where they have the altitude, they have the home field advantage, this Broncos defense, I think, is going to shut down the Steelers regardless of what quarterback Pittsburgh rolls out there. Dude, this Broncos defense is fucking legit. Last year, I think they won 9 games or something like that with quarterbacks rotating in and out and Russell Wilson at QB. It is a pretty sweet revenge spot if Russell Wilson plays, but I'm not convinced he's the starter. I think they may have announced him the starter publicly, and then behind the doors said Fields is the starter to throw their opponent off week 1 so that they're preparing for Russell Wilson instead of Justin Fields, which is kind of a genius idea by them. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? If you're prepared for Wilson, he doesn't run anymore. Fields is basically a running back there, and I say that respectfully because he can run the hell out of the ball. But I think Fields is going to be the starter for the Steelers this season. Why wouldn't he? He just, led them to a win week 1. But I think this Broncos defense is where you shut that down, and we find out, hey, defense in the NFL, it's really important stuff, guys. Now, defense right here is really important stuff too. Texans and Bears. I don't know if the Bears can win this game. I don't know if I need them to win this game. I think the Texans can beat the Bears and beat the Jets, but we'll see. It's Sunday Night Football. The thing about the Bears is best defense in the league. This is the Legion of Boom 2.0. This defense is so good that Caleb Williams couldn't even throw for 100 yards, and this defense put up 24 points. They put up 24 points for the Bears, and they put up 24 points in fantasy. I drafted a couple fantasy teams for friends and my wife too, and we had the Bears defense. We took them in like the second to last round. I drafted a kicker and a defense last 2 rounds. I got the Niners kicker. He had 24 points. I got the Bears defense. He had 24. And guess what? Her tight end, her receivers, her running back is stacked because I waited to draft a kicker and defense. So pro tip to y'all that play fantasy, draft the defense and kicker last. We got the Bears defense. They put up fucking 24 points in fantasy. Look, Bears defense can keep this game close. Will they win? I don't expect them to win this game. But I feel like this is a trap line right here. I think everybody's going to look at this Sunday night game. And where does Vegas win all their money? Sunday night and Monday night when people are chasing their losses, people are tilting, people are trying to win their money back. This is the perfect trap line. What does a square do? He takes a -6.5. The -6.5s look beautiful, right? Well, what's going to happen is you take the -6.5 and then boom, Texans win by 6. And then everybody gets fucked and everybody bitches that it's rigged. But we know it's rigged, guys. You know you're going to get fucked. Same shit with this one right here. Same exact logic applies. This is just a fade the public play. The public's going to be all over the Texans -6.5 and the Eagles -6.5. Don't be surprised if the Bears come out and the Falcons come out, lose the game by 3, or win the game outright and ruin everybody's parlays. Look at that. The Jags moved to -3. Fucking money. That's exactly what I wanted earlier in the video. And now we got it. So these are my early leans. These are my looks. I'll finalize some of these that I'm really confident in. I'll look through the board, and damn, I got a lot of fucking plays in this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. This is just the opening line report. Tuesday morning, it's good to start your process, man, because as shit goes through the week, as you talk to your friends that are high level at this stuff, as I go out and I'm going to listen to more podcasts, I'm going to listen to people that are smarter than me. Maybe not, because I don't know that many people are. But listen to people that have more experience than me, people that are deep into the game, that have been doing this for a living for decades. And I'm going to see what they say, and I'm going to see if I agree with it. I'm going to go for a 4-mile walk through my neighborhood, and I'm going to listen to podcasts all week. And this is just my rough draft, okay? I'm going to take some shit out of this. I'm going to add some shit in. I might even flip my pick. But when I finalize it, I'll let you guys know. So I'll do another video later in the week. Super excited about this stuff right here. Man, a lot of picks, a lot of good games in the NFL next week. Let's pray to God that there's more offense and less defense, because this week was terrible. I'll be doing this in college football as well, so look out for that video. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I'm going to do more videos like this and more videos than I ever had before on this YouTube channel. I just love sports betting so much. I love football so much, and it's just a ton of fun. So NFL Week 2 spread picks against the spread. This is your opening line report. This is just the Tuesday overlook. I'll make a video more tightened up later in the week, and that video will be more of like what you should really lock in. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for your support. Good luck with all of your bets, and I'll see you guys in the next video.